Some mornings, it wasn't the lines on my face that unsettled me. It was the crown of my hair, flat, tired-looking, quietly dimming everything else I felt inside. I do all the right things. Wash, dry, maybe lift the roots a little. But that top section, always pressing down, making me feel smaller before the day even began. And what surprised me wasn't how it looked. It was how it made me feel, like I'd faded from my own reflection. If any part of that hits close to home, you're not imagining it. And you're definitely not alone. Flat crown isn't vanity. It's not a styling flaw. It's a slow, quiet shift that changes how we move through the world, especially for women over 60 who wear bob haircuts and suddenly realize the crown no longer lifts like it used to. I've lived it. I've learned from it. And I found a few beautifully simple ways to bring the volume back, without heat, without fuss, and without chasing youth. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the 2-minute morning revival, the twist technique that quietly lifts the crown, the parting shift that flatters every face shape, and at minute 7, the pillow secret that adds volume while you sleep and costs absolutely nothing. So if you're one of the many women over 60 looking in the mirror, wondering where your crown volume and your spark quietly went, stay with me, because that soft, natural lift you miss, it's still there, just waiting to rise again. Some fixes don't need products. They just need presence. This little ritual takes under 2 minutes, but it's become my quiet armor, a way to meet the mirror and feel upright, lifted, softly awake. I call it the morning crown revival. Step 1, the water mist wake up. Not soaking, just enough to wake the crown. 2 to 3 mists with room temperature water. You'll feel the strands soften just a touch, like they're loosening from sleep. Step 2, the lift and hold. Using your fingertips, slide them under the top layer at your crown. Lift gently, no tugging, and hold for about 5 seconds. Let your scalp feel supported, not stretched. Step 3, the cooling seal. Point your blow dryer on the cool setting and hold it 6 to 8 inches above the lifted crown. Just 10 to 15 seconds. This locks the shape softly into place. No stiffness, no weight. Final touch, the prayer hand smoothing. Place both hands together, like in prayer. Slide over the top of your crown gently, not to flatten, just to polish. And that's it. No mousse, no teasing. Just a soft reset that says, I'm here and I still rise. This ritual has been especially helpful for women over 60 dealing with a flat crown, when even the best bob haircuts can feel lifeless without that natural lift. And the benefit isn't just visual, it's energetic. You feel it from the first glance in the mirror, a quiet kind of confidence that carries into how you walk, speak, and take up space again. One of my viewers recently told me I did this before brushing my teeth, and for the first time in years, my bob haircut actually looked like it belonged to the woman I feel like inside. You don't need a stylist for this. You just need a few peaceful minutes and your own hands. Ready for the next lift? Let's talk about the root lift twist, a 30-second move that gives your crown natural volume, especially on days when nothing else works. Sometimes, the smallest shift makes the biggest difference, especially when it comes to volume at the crown. Here's a technique I reach for on those in-between days, when your hair isn't freshly washed, but you want that little lift that makes everything feel more awake. It's called the root lift twist, and it takes less time than brushing your teeth. Start by sliding your fingers into the crown area just behind the part line. Gently twist a small section of hair at the root, not tight. Think soft coil, like you're coaxing the lift instead of forcing it. Now hold that twist upright for 5 to 7 seconds. This isn't about pulling, it's about reminding your roots they can stand up again. Once it's held, release slowly and let the twist fall back into place. Then, using your fingertips, fluff the area just around it, like you're giving it space to breathe. Secret tip: place your hand gently over the crown for a few seconds. Your palm's warmth helps set the shape without any heat tool. And the result? A crown that looks like it naturally lifts. Not styled, not teased, just softly awake. I always say, teasing is like shouting. This twist? It's a whisper. And that's why it works better, especially for women over 60 with finer hair and a flat crown that no longer responds to traditional tricks. If you're watching this with your bob haircut down, try it now. Look in the mirror, then look again. Because sometimes it's not about changing the whole haircut, it's about giving your roots permission to rise. And maybe even giving yourself that same permission. And just wait, the next trick takes it one step further. It's subtle, it's smart, and it starts with where you part your hair. There's something quietly powerful about a part. That single line where your hair falls left or right carries more influence than we often realize. Especially for bob haircuts, where symmetry and volume can either flatter or flatten. Most of us settle into a part early in life and keep it there for decades. But here's the truth. The longer you wear a part in the same place, the flatter it becomes. Hair gets trained to fall a certain way, and over time, that predictability robs you of lift. Enter the strategic part shift. Try moving your part just 1 inch to the side, or even to the opposite side entirely. What you'll notice instantly is this. Your flat crown gets an immediate pop. Your face looks softly lifted, and your whole look feels refreshed without changing the cut. Want a little more fullness? Use the zigzag part technique. Gently alternate small left-right segments with the tip of a comb or even your finger. This creates micro lift all along the top, adding dimension without any product. This trick is especially effective for women over 60 who want their bob haircut to feel lighter, softer, and more lifted without adding heat or hairspray. Because this isn't about hiding age, it's about rebalancing energy, about letting your face and your crown feel more open, more alive. One client told me, all I did was shift my part, and suddenly I looked like I'd slept better. Small move, big shift. So here's your gentle nudge. Today, try your part in a new place. And in the comments, let me know, which technique so far are you most excited to try? Because the next one, it doesn't even happen while you're awake. But it just might be the softest secret to overnight volume your flat crown has ever known. Some of the best volume doesn't come from what you do during the day. It comes from how you sleep at night. I call this the pillow secret because it's so gentle, so effortless, and yet so quietly transformative, it feels like something only close friends should know. Here's how it works. Step 1, switch to a silk pillowcase. Not satin, not cotton, real silk. It reduces friction, helps your hair glide instead of tangle, and keeps your flat crown from flattening even more overnight. A common struggle for women over 60 with fine hair or soft bob haircuts. Step 2, the pineapple lift. Before bed, gather just the crown section of your hair and loosely clip it forward. Think soft fountain, not ponytail. This keeps the crown off the pillow and lets volume hold its shape. Step 3, strategic bobby pin placement. Use 2 or 3 pins to gently anchor the roots upward. Not tight, just supported. Like scaffolding for softness. When morning comes, release everything. Shake your crown gently. Run your fingers through. No brush needed. And suddenly, your bob haircut looks refreshed, lifted, like it dreamed itself into shape. One woman messaged me just last week. I haven't changed my cut in years, but after trying your pillow secret, I woke up and thought, oh, there she is. My flat crown finally had life again. No sprays, no heat, no effort, Just one quiet ritual that says, even in rest, your hair deserves care. Because waking up to volume isn't about vanity. It's about walking into your day already feeling a little more like yourself. And tomorrow morning, it could start with one silk pillow and end with a crown that rises without you lifting a finger. Up next, let's talk truth. What styling products actually help, and which ones might be secretly weighing you down? Let's have a little heart-to-heart about styling products, because if you've ever felt like your hair is doing less, even when you're doing more, it might not be your hair at all. It might be what you're putting on it. Here's the quiet truth I learned. More product doesn't mean more volume, especially for women over 60, where hair becomes finer, softer, and far more sensitive to weight. Fine or thinning strands respond best to lightness, and many volumizing mousses or sprays, they leave buildup or stiffness, or that sticky weight that makes your flat crown fall flat by noon. So what does help? A lightweight root lifting spray, one designed for aging hair, not high-hold styling. A foam that disappears when you run your fingers through, not one that sits on top. And most importantly, how you apply it. Here's the secret tip. Flip your head upside down. Use your fingers to rake product gently through the crown area only, not the ends. Then flip back and let your roots settle upward. You're not forcing volume. You're encouraging it. For anyone with a bob haircut and a stubborn flat crown, this simple adjustment alone can bring back that effortless lift you thought was gone. Because the right product should feel invisible, like air, not armor. And once you experience that feeling, it becomes easier to let go of all the things that were never helping in the first place. One viewer even told me, I tossed out half my cabinet, and my hair finally breathed again. And in the next part, I'll show you how to keep that newfound lightness and volume all day long, even when life or weather tries to press it back down. Volume isn't just something we create in the morning. It's something we protect throughout the day with presence, not pressure. Here's how I keep my crown softly lifted, even after hours of movement, weather, or just life. Mirror pause. Any reflective surface becomes a gentle reminder. I lift the crown lightly with my fingers, not to fix, just to reconnect. The palm reset. 2 flat hands over the crown, press gently, then slide outward. It's like smoothing your energy back into place. Air refresh. Step outside for just a moment. A bit of natural breeze does more for flat crown lift than any spray. Let the air do what styling never could. Wake your roots softly. These are small acts. Quiet. Almost invisible. But they remind me every single day that I'm still here. Still vibrant. Still present. Still worth being seen. Because for so many women over 60, volume isn't just about hair. It's about taking up space again, with softness, with elegance, and without apology. Especially if you wear a bob haircut where a simple crown lift can mean the difference between feeling invisible or fully, beautifully yourself. And if no one's told you lately, you're allowed to rise, gently, fully, and in your own time. Let's keep lifting together. So if your crown has been feeling a little flat lately, if you've looked in the mirror and seen someone quieter than you feel inside, I hope today gave you something gentle, a technique, a shift, maybe even a small kind of permission. Because you don't need to overhaul everything. You just need a few quiet, intentional choices. Ones that honor who you are now, not who you used to be. Whether you're wearing a bob haircut, growing into softness, or just learning to lift a little more from a flat crown that doesn't quite reflect your spirit anymore, know this, you're not alone, especially not here. Tell me in the comments, Which part of today's video spoke to you most? What's your version of that crown lift moment? I read every single message, not just to respond, but to remind every woman over 60 scrolling through that her experience is seen, is shared, is valid. And if this video felt like a quiet yes, like something in you exhaled and said, finally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Because here on this channel, we're not chasing youth, we're creating softness, strength, and shape from the inside out. Thanks for being here. Until next time, stay lifted, stay glowing, and stay beautifully you.